Hey guys, welcome back to another speed build on my channel. So this one is for a like a white cubed home. I got inspiration for the outside from just a random photo I saw on the interwebs of this house that was literally a white cube, like painted white, and it was on stilts like it is in this build. And then there was like a carpet underneath, and I was like, well, the carpet's boring, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do something else. But that was my inspiration for this build. So what I wanted to do was create a really modern, sleek house, but like boxed in on stilts. And I was like, so yeah, like this is basically what I've created. So I have a little deck, and then I have the main room upstairs, and then I build a little bathroom on the side, and there's going to be like a little deck up the top there as well. So right now I'm just trying to get the framework done. So that cube there is going to be the bathroom. Picking the front door is oh so important. And this build changes quite a bit as time goes on. I couldn't see the inside of the house, the photo that I got my inspiration from, which I'm glad, because it means that the inside's all me. And I couldn't see the back or anything. So really the only thing I took from that inspiration is the cubed size and the thing on stilts. Everything else is just me in the moment, I guess. So I just did like the very, very small wall height on the top, because I didn't want a roof. It takes away from the box aspect of the house. And so I'm just getting the tiling and stuff on there the way I want it to be, and just the colours and everything for. I thought about making it like an eco home and having it have like grass up there and stuff, but I wasn't really what I was going for, and I didn't want to change my theme so early on. I wanted to see if I could actually do what I had planned to do. So I do play around with the walls underneath quite a bit, because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do down there yet, like whether it was just going to be like a garden or like a movie room, which I do plan for. I think I cut that out. I can't remember, but we'll see. Because I decided not to do it, basically. So yeah, and I didn't want to lose too much of the walls through windows. You know, that whole front space is all window. Like I really wanted that to be quite in your face like that. So yeah, so it's super simple, and it's going to have sort of like a green theme through it. Green becomes the colour that I sort of go for. So I use green countertops and things like that. And that's sort of the colour scheme I was going for. White and green, you know, to match the grass, which is ironic because I eventually put water all around the house. Initially I did fountains, and I had all these fancy fountains everywhere, and when I went back to take the screenshots for the speed build, I hated it. I hated it. I was like, why, what was I thinking? Why do I have a bazillion fountains? Like, this is so stupid. It would make much more sense for them to be pool water. So I do change them. So there's probably going to be some footage in the speed build of me putting in the fountains, and then at the end the photos will be of the pool water. So oh, good times. So you just would have seen me do the bathroom, just super simple. I just basically chucked everything in there. And these are the green countertops that I talked about. So I'm just trying to get the spacing right, because I didn't want any walls inside here whatsoever. Any full height walls anyway, because otherwise it would just be way too boxy and just claustrophobic and awful. So I was just playing around with counter islands and counter ends and things like that, trying to get the right space that I wanted. I didn't want them to have, like with small units and things, which I guess this is kind of what this is, like a small house where everything's sort of like in one room. I really don't like, I like things to have their own space, like whether it's done through an archway or half walls or, you know, the counters that I've used. I don't know, like it just feels weird if it was just like the kitchen was all just along one wall and then you had the bed right there, and then you had the lounge or the office or whatever it was. I don't like that. So that's what I was trying to create with bringing those counters around as well, just to create like a little designated kitchen space kind of thing. And I was going a little borderline with the green at this time, and I was like, oh no, I need to have a brown table. Green's a bit much. Out on the front porch, we've just got a little nice table, and I add some trees into the kind of like planter box thingy on the side there, which I created with the half walls, and just add in a few like paintings and things as well, just to create it a bit more homey, you know. And I did build this with no family on the lot, so I was completely free to use any item that I wanted, regardless of job and career and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's a few things that you probably wouldn't normally find. Got to put the pot plants in. Pot plants are the most important thing. And I just wanted a few like little bits and bobs just to make it a bit more homey as well. So that's what I was doing there. Got to have that coffee machine. Oh no, I didn't put it in there. Never mind. Don't need to have that coffee machine, actually. Some books on the table. That, to me, like if there's books out, that means that someone lives there. At least with me and my family, like we all read like crazy. So having books is kind of like that we mean business. Like, how much green do I want? Like, that was kind of the question I was asking myself. Like, how much is too much, you know? And I think, yeah, eventually that lounge area on the side there, I actually get rid of that, and that becomes like a little office nook thing, because I changed downstairs into something, which we will get to eventually. So just trying to sort of finalise the colour scheme and things of upstairs. Got to add those lights in. Got to do some pot plants, of course. So this is the front porch. This is basically where I would be greeting all of my guests if I lived here. And I decided that I liked the pop of red. So we've got the red door and the red pot plants on the front there. And then there, in the moment, like inside at the moment, there are some like red paintings, but I think I do change them eventually. So the red pops are very subtle. They're more like outside pops, because that makes perfect sense. You know, and I wanted to create, you know, something as you walk up those stairs as well. So I'm just getting a few more bits and bobs, just making it a bit more homey, adding in some more paintings and things, and trees, and got to have the stereo, of course. So this, oh yeah, so I didn't edit it out, or at least not all of it anyway. So originally I planned to do this like huge big outdoor movie area down here, like on a patch of beautiful flowers and stuff, and then it just wasn't working. I did quite a bit, like I put all these like things all around it, and then I put a whole lot of hedges around it to try and like create some privacy, and it just looked awful. It was kind of like, you could tell that I just hadn't, yeah, see there are the hedges. You could just tell that I was like, what? What am I doing with this space? I don't know. So that did get deleted, big time. I haven't done it yet though, but I do. And I had quite a few trees in the back at the beginning, but I do get rid of the two in the middle, I think. Got to make space for all that water, you know. So I'm just adding a bit of landscaping detail there. Haven't quite given up on the hedges yet, but I will. I will give up. Yeah, see, there we go. And so I'm like, oh no, I'll have a pool. That's a good idea. But again, didn't like it. I put like lights and stuff on the wall to try and make some sort of like artwork, which I think I kept from memory. But I'm not sure if I like it anymore. It seems kind of random. But never mind, what can you do? I think you probably could have left it like that, like with the pool and the hedges and stuff. Like that actually doesn't look too bad now that I look at it again. But yeah, it just wasn't working for what I wanted to do. Because this was kind of like, it basically turned into a lake house, effectively. But not really, because, you know, I'm sure there are much better lake houses on Sims 4 Gallery if you really wanted to find one. You know, the rocks and stuff that actually look like a lake. Not just like a square pool around a house. But initially this is what I was going for. I was trying to go for this modern home with like, you know, glass fences and funky stairs and all this kind of thing. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. So I do change it. I do get rid of it. This house actually changes quite a bit. And it's funny because now that I'm watching it again, I'm like, you know what, that actually would have looked pretty cool. I could have added to that, and oh, I shouldn't have changed that, you know. So if all else fails, you can just get rid of the pool and sort of do this if you want. Oh dear. I did like that little patch of like sort of flowers that you have to walk down to get to the stairs, and I do maintain that once I add in all the water and stuff. So this is me deleting pretty much everything that I'd done on the bottom. I was like, nope, not working, denied, and I decided to actually put some flooring in, and another wall, and actually make it like an extension of the house. So it basically becomes like an open area. So there you can see that I've gotten rid of those trees, and this is me adding in the fountain. So initially I did have like a little pool area, but then I realized you couldn't join them up, and that really irritated me because that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted there to be like a pool just randomly in amongst all of this water, but it wasn't working. So right now it's the fountain water. So I'm adding in the fencing around that, and I've kept that tree there because I really liked it, and I kept the sort of like bridge type thing because I thought that looked kind of cool. So I'm just adding in a bit more landscaping around here. I really wanted it to be quite crazy. Lots of colours, lots of different things happening. Adding a bit of terrain painting there, and then of course I have to finalize this, and I should add a fence to that area as well. I'm not sure when I do that, but I know that I do. There we go. And so right now there is fencing, like that gold, what am I saying? The glass fencing around the bottom room, but I've actually changed that to a half wall. And as you can see, I just added in a bit more of like a tree area. I just felt like there was too much water. So yeah, I just sort of play around with it a bit more, and at this point I'm still not really sure what I'm doing. I was trying to bring the green downstairs, I think. I don't remember what colour I landed on actually. I really should watch these through again before I do the audio for them, but never mind. Oh dear. So I added in a couple of windows because, you know, you've got all this water around you. It looks pretty. And I don't know if I show any footage of the actual fountain stuff, but I did have quite a few. Like, they're all going crazy. It was a very loud house to live in, actually, you know, because the fountain was constantly going. But never mind. Oh dear. So I'm just playing around with I couldn't decide what I wanted. Oh, I just couldn't decide. And by this point, it was kind of like, you need to make a decision, Olivia, you know? Just make a decision. So I extended that a little bit. just so it was the whole width of the house, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And now I'm trying to decide what to put there. So I was like, should I do a hot tub? Should I do like a zen room, you know, like should it be an artist room? And then I was like, oh. So I got the bar in there and I got the art easels and the chess set and things. And I was like, well, maybe it can be like a recreation room, you know. A whole lot of hobby skills and stuff can be built up here. And again, I became obsessed with those lights. I don't know why. Put them all around the walls. Oh, I don't like it anymore. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh dear. Never mind. Never mind. Live and learn. Oh gosh. And then I add in that. And then I should be bringing down the lounge soon. Soonish. I'll try and get my pool trim. What pool trim do I want? There we go. Changing the colours. Did I change the colour of that wall at the front? Oh, if I didn't, I'm sorry. I can't even tell. The shadows are too strong. So here we go. This is me putting in the office little nook thing that I talked about. Because I just decided that it wasn't working the way it was. And I had all that space downstairs, so I may as well make use of that. So I also extended the area where the where the bedroom was going to be, so I could put in a chest of drawers that they could change. So this is where the other accents of red come through, carried through from the door. Got to have a bookshelf, of course, and a coat rack, and some shoes. Lovely, lovely. This was a total random build. I didn't really have a plan in mind. I just felt like building something. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully I didn't miss too much in the actual building process. It could be that quite a lot of it you'll discover in the screenshot. So I'm sorry about that if that's the case. It's very hard when you're... I really should do the audio a lot sooner. I just get so sidetracked and everything's so much fun. This is like... I don't know. Oh dear. I changed the paintings because I decided I didn't like having 3 of the same painting there. It didn't make much sense to me. So, there you go. So we're going to come into the screenshots soon. Oh no, we do get to see the lounge there. So I brought down the TV and I gave them a bigger TV. In the lounge, a couple of chairs. The bar's still there as well. Yeah, so it came together pretty well. Pretty well. So we're going to the screenshots now. Soon. Yep, so here's the interior. So we've got our little kitchen, bath, bedroom, and the office at the back there. Here's a view from the front door. Bathroom. So here's the downstairs. So you can see the bar and the sort of like TV area. So it kind of is kind of like an entertainment / hobbies zone, I guess. So that's it been changed to the pool water. So that's the house there. That's a side view. And then there's just a few other views like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I enjoyed making it. It was a bit rough, but never mind. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you for the next one. Bye guys.